Welcome to Diary TV, where we dive deep into the stories shaping our world. Today we're tackling one of the most explosive conflicts of our time, the Iran versus Israel war of 2025. A clash decades in the making, now threatening to engulf the Middle East and maybe the world. How did we get here? What's at stake? And what happens next? Buckle up because this is the full timeline you need to know. Hit the subscribe button, grab a snack, and let's dive in. To understand the war, we need to go way back. The roots of Iran and Israel's conflict lies in ideology, geopolitics, and a battle for regional dominance. Let's break it down. Before 1979, Iran and Israel were actually on decent terms. Iran under Shah was a US-aligned monarchy, and Israel was a key partner in the region. But everything changed with the 1979 Iranian Revolution. The Shah was overthrown, and Ayatollah established an Islamic republic built on anti-Western and anti-Israel ideology. Ayatollah called Israel the small Satan and the US the great Satan, vowing to oppose both. Israel, surrounded by hostile neighbors, saw Iran's new regime as a growing threat. Iran began funding proxy groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza, both sworn enemies of Israel. These groups carried out attacks on Israeli soil, escalating tension. Meanwhile, Iran's pursuit of nuclear technology alarmed Israel, which feared a nuclear-armed Iran could threaten its existence. Fast forward to the 2000s, Israel's targeted assassination of Iranian nuclear scientists and cyber attacks like the Stuxnet virus on Iran's nuclear facility deepened the rift. Iran responded by ramping up its missile program and supporting militaries across the region. This wasn't a direct war yet. It was a shadow war fought through proxies, sabotage, and rhetoric. By the 2020s, the stage was set. Iran's influence grew in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen, encircling Israel through its axis of resistance. Israel, under Prime Minister Benjamin, adopted a hardline stance, conducting airstrikes on Iranian targets in Syria and Lebanon. Then came October 2023, when Hamas launched a devastating attack on Israel, killing over 1,200 people. Israel blamed Iran for backing Hamas, and the shadow war started to heat up. So why are they fighting? It's about power, survival, and ideology. Iran wants to lead the Islamic world and conquer Western influence. Israel wants to secure its border and prevent Iran from going nuclear. Both sees the other as an existential threat. This isn't just a regional spat, it's a high-stake chess game with global consequences. Now, let's talk about how this war exploded into the open. The year is 2025 and tensions are at a boiling point. According to reports, the conflict kicked off on June 13, 2025, when Israel launched its biggest ever airstrike on Iran, while Israel claimed it was a preemptive strike to cripple Iran's nuclear program, which they believe was weeks away from producing a bomb. The Israeli Air Force hit multiple targets, nuclear facilities in Natanz and Iraq, military bases, and even Iraq's defensive ministry headquarters in Tehran. Iranian state media reported that several top commanders and nuclear scientists were killed. This wasn't a small operation, it was a declaration of war. Iran didn't sit quietly. Within hours, Iran's Islamic Revolution Guard Corps launched a massive retaliatory barrage of ballistic missiles and drones at Israel. Explosion lit up Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, where some missile piercing Israel-framed Iron Dome defense system. For the first time in decades, Iranian missiles killed Israelis on their home soil, including a devastating strike on an oil refinery in Haifa. This was no longer a shadow war, It was all-out war. Both sides doubled down, trading missile strikes and airstrikes daily. By June 15th, the world is watching and fearing a wider conflict. Let's walk through the timeline day by day to see how the war has unfolded. Stay with me, this gets intense. June 13, 2025, the opening strike. Day 1, Israel launched its massive airstrike on Iran, targeting nuclear sites, military bases, and energy infrastructure. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali, vows revenge, calling it a cowardly act. Iran fired its first wave of missiles at Israel, causing property damage but no confirmed casualty. June 14, 2025, Day 2, escalation. Iran ups the ante, launching hundreds of ballistic missiles and drones. A science institution and an oil refinery in Israel are hit, killing at least 10 people. Israel responds by bombing Iran's state media headquarters and the port of Gar, a key oil export hub. Oil prices spike globally, jumping 5% to over $75 per barrel. June 15, 2025, Day 3, the world reacts. Israel's missile killed 24 Israelis, including a family in Tamra. Israel strike Mashhad airport in Iran, its longest range attack yet. The UN calls for a ceasefire, but both sides ignores it. Russian President Vladimir Putin warns of unpredictable escalation in a call with US President Donald Trump. Day 4, June 16, 2025, Tehran in chaos. Israel wants 300,000 Tehran residents to evacuate, then bombs the city-state TV building. Iran fired missiles at Tel Aviv, damaging a building in Petah Tikva. Trump posts on Truth Social claiming that the US has complete control of Iran's sky and threatened to assassinate Ayatollah. Iran calls it a cowardly lie. June 17, 2025, Day 5, global tension rises. Iran launches another missile salvo, killing 4 in Tamra, Israel. Israel claims it assassinated Iran's army war chief, Ali Khamenei, in a Tehran strike. US Senator Tim Kaine pushes resolution to block US involvement without a congressional approval, warning of a catastrophic blunder. June 18, 2025, Day 6, Ayatollah speaks. He makes a rare public appearance, rejecting Trump's call for unconditional surrender. He warns that US intervention could cause irreparable damage. Israel lifts some restriction, suggesting Iran's missile threat is weakening, but Iran's missile hit a major hospital in Israel, killing 32 persons. June 19, 2025, Day 7, the war rages on. As we speak, the conflict enters its 7th day. Israel has bombed Tehran again, setting oil facilities ablaze. Iran imposes internet restrictions to control information. Trump holds a situation room meeting weighing US strikes on Iran's nuclear sites. The world holds its breath. And that is where we stand today. 7 days of relentless strikes with no end in sight. But what is the human cost? Let's talk about that in the next segment. War isn't just about missiles and strategies. It's about people. The toll on both sides is staggering. In Israel, at least 24 persons have been killed since the conflict began, with dozens injured. Iranian missiles have hit civilian areas, including a hospital, an oil refinery, and residential buildings. The psychological toll is immense, with air raid sirens sending millions to bomb shelter nightly. In Iran, the numbers are even grimmer. Human rights activist news agency reports at least 406 deaths and 654 injuries from Israeli strikes. Iran's health ministry claimed 224 deaths in Tehran alone on June 15. Key military figures like Ali Shadmani and nuclear scientists have been killed, weakening Iran's leadership. Civilians are bearing the brunt. In Tehran, long lines of cars clog highways as residents flee. Iran's internet blackout has left families disconnected, and strikes on oil facilities threaten economic collapse. Some Iranians reportedly celebrated Israeli strikes, hoping they will topple the regime, but most are just trying to survive. Globally, the ripple effects are huge. Oil prices are soaring, disrupting markets. Countries like India and Pakistan are evacuating citizens from Iran. The World Health Organization warns of health risks from Israel's nuclear site attacks. This isn't just a regional crisis, it's a global one. Now let's talk about the leaders driving this war and their chilling threat. Iran's Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has been front and center. On June 18th, he rejected Trump's call for surrender, warning that US intervention would lead to irreparable consequences. Iran's UN mission posted on X, Iran does not negotiate under duress. Iran has also threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz, a critical oil choke point which could tank the global economy. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu is equally defiant. He has vowed to strike every site and target of the Ayatollah regime, claiming Israel is progressing step by step to eliminate Iran's nuclear and missile threat. When asked by ABC News if he targets Khamenei, Netanyahu didn't rule it out, saying that it could end the conflict. And then there is Donald Trump, whose rhetoric is all over the map. He's called for Iran's unconditional surrender, claimed the US knows where Ayatollah is hiding, and threatens to use bunker-busting bombs on Iran's nuclear sites. But he's also said he wants a deal to end this bloody conflict. Trump's mixed signals has left allies like Britain and France uneasy, with fears that the US might join Israel's campaign. Other players are watching closely. Russia's Putin warned that killing Ayatollah would be claustrophobic, while China accuses Trump of pouring oil on the fire. The UN and G7 are pushing for de-escalation, but their calls are falling on deaf ears. So where does this go? No one knows for sure, but here is the possibilities. Option 1. Escalation. If the US join Israel, we could see a full-scale regional war. Israel proxies like Hezbollah and Iranian military could attack US base. A strike on Ayatollah could destabilize Iran, but it risks chaos across the Middle East. Option 2. Stalemate. Both sides could keep trading strikes, bleeding each other dry. Israel's superior air defenses and Iran's missile stockpile means neither can land a knockout blow just yet. Option 3. Diplomacy. A ceasefire is possible if cooler heads prevail. European diplomats are set to talk with Iran on June 20th, and Russia has offered to mediate. But Iran's refusal to budge on its nuclear program is a major hurdle. One thing is clear, the stakes couldn't be higher. A misstep could drag in world powers, disrupt global energy, and cost hundreds of lives. We are at a crossroads and the world is changing. That's the story of the Iran versus Israel war of 2025 so far. It's a conflict rooted in decades of mistrust, fueled by ambition, and threatening to reshape our world. Will it escalate into World War III, or can diplomacy pull us back from the brink? Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more deep dives into the story that matter. This is Ogenekara Sowe signing off. Stay informed and stay safe.
طاحن في المطار.
عم تخرف
حرق المطار.
دقيقة يا أولاد دقيقة.
القبة هذه فيش مفروض تشتغل.